Hey everybody. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn something called basically how to play scales. And these things called whole steps and half steps. So essentially what this lesson is going to help us do is understand what notes sound good together. Like if you hear me play this, sounds all right? If you hear me play this, doesn't sound as good, right? Chords and notes, there's certain ones that go together and there's certain ones that don't, depending on what kind of sound we're going for. We're gonna learn all that mumbo jumbo, but essentially we need some basic skills to get there. So there's these things called whole steps and half steps. Now what these are is they're essentially the jumps between notes. So what a half step is literally the next possible note you can play. So here I'm playing my A note, right? We have, right, G, A, B, all that stuff, right? So here's my A note, right? If I was to play a half step above A, I'm literally going to the next possible note, which is A sharp. What's a half step above A sharp? B. All right, what's a half step above B? C. There's no B sharp, right? Good, okay? We can also say half step below, right? And that kind of thing. So right here, C, what's a half step below C? B, what's a half step below B? A sharp, right? Pretty simple, right? Now we also have these things called whole steps. And what whole steps are is they're a combination of two half steps. So here's my A, right? A half step above A is A sharp. Half step above A sharp is B. That's two half steps. So a whole step above A would be B. So here's my A. Play me a whole step above A, B, right? I skip two notes, or whatever, I go up two notes, right? So A sharp, B, that's a whole step. Here's B, play me a whole step above B, B, C sharp, D. Oh, I'm sorry, I was dumb. B, C, C sharp. Sorry about that. All right, and that's basically what a whole step is, right? It's two half steps. G, half step above G, G sharp. Here's G, whole step above G is A. Okay? So with that in mind, knowing what whole steps and half steps are, we're going to learn right now how to play something called a major scale. Major scale is generally happy, kind of upbeat, but you can make sad songs within it and all that stuff too. It's a combination of notes that sound a certain way. We're going to learn about major scales and minor scales and diminished scales and all these different things. They're notes, they're combinations of notes that give off a certain sound. So for this major scale, this scale is a combination of whole steps and half steps in a certain order. So for this major scale, the combination of notes is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. All right, so what does that mean? Let's figure out a scale together, okay? So right now we're gonna do, we're gonna be in F. We're gonna be in the key of F major. We don't know what that is yet, right? But so here's my F, right? E, F, right? So F is our first note. That doesn't count as a whole step or half step or anything. It's just our beginning note. So remember what I said, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So right, it's two whole steps, then a half step, then three whole steps, then a half step, okay? So here's my F. Buzzing really well. All right, so now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do my first whole step. So, right, here's my half step, whole step, right? So F, whole step above F is G. All right, so now I'm at G. Now I'm gonna do my second whole step, right? Which is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step, right? I know, a lot of talking. All right, so my second whole step above G is A, okay? Now I'm gonna do my first half step. Half step is right next to it, right? So it's A sharp, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is now I have three whole steps now coming, right? So I have whole step, so after a whole step above A sharp is C, right? Now I'm going to do my second whole step of this group of three, which is D. Now I'm going to do my third whole step, which is E. Now I'm going to do that half step, right? All right, and now whole step, right, and then we're back. This is F right here. So we started on F. We went F, G, A sharp, C, D, E, F, right? So right now let's go over that again. Let's do the whole step, half step bit with it. And also just what I want you to do is I want you to get familiar with the jumps, because what's nice about guitar and piano, they kind of take turns on what's harder and what's more difficult. Right now on major scales, the nice thing about major scales on guitar is that once you learn it in one key, so F major, right? The jumps that we're about to do, they're gonna look the exact same for G and for A, based on your starting note, okay? So here's my F, right? I'm gonna go a whole step above F, right? So remember that. There's my first whole step. Then I'm gonna go my second whole step, right? Whole, half, whole, half. Once again, I wrote that underneath. All right, so let's restart, my bad. All right, so here we go. We got my first note, then I'm gonna go my first whole step, then I'm gonna go my second whole step, then I'm gonna go my first half step, then I'm gonna go my first whole step of the group of 3, my second whole step of the group of 3, my third whole step of the group of 3, and then I'm gonna go a half step. All right, so that is basically look at that jump again, right? Right, so I have a jump of 2, jump of 2, jump of 1, jump of 2, jump of 2, jump of 2, jump of 1. Okay, so practice that a lot. Okay. All right, so if you get that down, that's going to help us a bunch with writing chord progressions, making our own songs, and writing like our own original music, okay? So get that down for next lesson. Understand your major scale on one string, and that one string right now is the E. And real quick, just as a little follow-up, here's my G, right? Let's say we're in the key of G now, right? That's our starting note. The key of G, we're going to do that major scale as well, right? So here's my first note, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, half step. See, it's the same jumps, just on a different starting note. Okay? All right, thanks everybody. I know that was a long lesson. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.